Hello, YouTubers. This is your favorite High Cheek Blue Sisters, already am. This is another excellent episode again. I am so excited to have this guest on. And I actually known Giuliana for some time now. She lived in Europe when we were, having conversations, and then finally I made it to Italy. I met her, and she was so lovely in Italy. And then recently I found out she moved back to the motherland, well, the continent of Africa. So listen to Giuliana. She knows best. She knows how to tell you guys the best of her story. And Giuliana, take it away. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Hello, everyone. So, as Emma say, thanks for having me. I'm so glad. My name is Giuliana. I was born in Italy, raised in Ghana. My parents are originally from Kumasi. And at the age of 6, I was back to Italy to start my studies. So, I've been there for like 23 years. I consider myself Italian African. I don't really care about giving myself a nationality. I'm a citizen of the world, but I love to be identified as Giuliana, the one who was born in Italy and raised in Africa. So this is what
Ciao.
Ciao, amore. Okay. So I think something important that people need to know about me is I'm a very energetic and positive person, and I truly believe in women empowerment. This is something that is absolutely the best describer of myself, right? So I moved back to Africa in 2019 during COVID after being 23 years in Italy and living very comfortably. I was working in a corporate in Switzerland. So from Lake Como to Switzerland, it was like 45 minutes
Ah,
driving, having a beautiful life, my kids, my husband, everything was so good. But when COVID hit, I was like missing something of myself. I was looking
mm,
for something I couldn't find in Italy. Exactly something like women in business, successfully Black women in business that I couldn't find in Europe.
love
So
that.
I was very interested in going back to my country and see if I could find anything that I was looking for, right? So as soon as I land in Accra, I was like, oh my God, what have I missed all this time?
Mm,
Because Ghana is mother based. Our mother does it all. Yes.
right.
Business women are literally running the country.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that maybe they are not positioning themselves very well in the society,
Mm-hmm.
but they're making the changing. You understand?
Right.
So for me, Accra was it. Went back to Italy after 2 weeks, and I told my husband and my kids, listen, guys, we are moving. I took 1 month to do a container and then shipped everything in 1 month. We're in Ghana.
So then you got to Ghana.
Yes,
Ta-da,
first.
you're in Ghana. So then talk to me a little bit about your time in Ghana. What did you do there? All that.
So when I moved to Ghana, I was actually working for NGO, a Swiss NGO that was doing women empowered and environmental projects. So PET recycling, sea, sand protection, all this stuff. And I also wrote a project about Italians in Ghana because I really
Okay.
wanted to know if I could find any similarities to my story. And I ended up finding a lot of Italians, white Italians, that moved from Italy to Ghana back in the days. I'm talking about the 80s and the 70s, to build
Ah,
their careers and to build their companies. So since then, they had family, they were established there, and I interviewed them. So these interviews reached to the Italian embassy, and the ambassador of Italy called me to have an interview to say, "Hi, Juliana.
ah,
What's all this project about?" So I was, invited, quite happy and proud of being a Black Italian, first Black Italian to be there. And it ended up being an interview. And they offered me a position inside the Italian embassy in Accra, right? Actually, I was quite surprised because it was the Italian trade agency. So it was promoting the Italian entrepreneurship in Africa.
right.
I didn't have any background, but they truly believed in me and my potential. And I ended up having two jobs in a country that I literally didn't know because I was in Ghana for like
Mm,
3 months. I didn't know nothing. I accepted. So I was working part time at the embassy and the other part time for my Swiss company.
okay.
This literally helped me to develop skills that I didn't have I was working in the office of accountant and administration. And I was organizing also events to promote Italianity in Africa, getting to know more people, networking. And one day I sat down and I was like, why can't I do this by myself? I can
Mm.
literally do the same thing I am doing, get paid directly, and helping entrepreneurs to come and invest in Africa in projects that I truly believe in.
Ah, okay.
You understand? So after 6 months, I quit both of my jobs. I
Brave.
quit both with 5 kids. My husband was so upset. And I started, by the way, Partners, which is my company in Africa to help
Right.
entrepreneurs that wants to move from Europe, from America, from Asia to come and invest in Africa. So here we are.
Okay, so then you started by the way partners in Ghana. And can you tell
Yes.
us a little bit about what that, what the company does?
The company initially was providing assistance for people that wanted to move in Africa. So we were following all the bureaucracy, visas, passport, finding the houses, finding the right schools for your kids. Everything that was like immediate for a person to move in Africa, we were doing that. And then we were also doing advisory in terms of investments if you were an
Hmm.
entrepreneur that wanted to start his own business in Africa, in Ghana. So what
Okay.
happened is we got so much people that were interested, especially the diaspora like me. They were moving back. They were like, we are sick and tired of being in Italy. We are sick and tired of being in Europe because we don't have any future. Can
Right.
you kindly assist us? So literally 6 months in Africa, 6 months in Ghana with, by the way, partner was a boom, literally a boom. We were not expecting this. So me, Joanna, and my brother were like, okay, so we have to take the next step. Where is the next step? Is expanding. So we went from Ghana and we went to Senegal. Went to Dakar.
Okay. Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
I
And
had
you
some
guys, by
con.
the way, Joanna is our colleague. And so if you hear Joanna, that's our colleague that she's referencing. Okay, go ahead.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So we went to the car. I had some contact there. A friend of mine, very close friend of mine, opened an agency, and we were initially supporting her during all this bureaucracy stuff. And we found out to be quite interested also in the Senegalese market, even though we didn't know the
Ah,
culture and we were not there physically, but we had a lot of partnerships. And this really helped us initially because, when you are new in a country and you're also helping and providing assistance to other people, it's very important you have support. And we were
right.
so supported. So yeah, we started with Ghana and Dakar. At the same time, it was, a very difficult moment of my life because I was going through a divorce with my husband
Oh,
after 10 years. So I had to move back to Italy. And I was so lucky because my partner, Joanna, and my brother were still in the country. So they were still, taking on all the project and all the contract
right.
where we it was beautiful. So going back to Italy during after COVID was a bit tough, especially because separation with 5 kids and divorce and everything. But I was really lucky because my clients were there. They were waiting for me. They didn't go anywhere else. I tried to
Okay.
explain the situation, and Joanna and Jonas did it amazing. So we couldn't have hoped for anything better. So we were in Italy. I got my divorce, and I was like, okay, I'm in Ghana, I'm in Senegal, I'm in West Africa. But we West African, we think that West Africa has it all. Like the whole Africa
Yeah.
is in West Africa. Okay, I, yeah, it's true. Let's be honest.
We do
I
think
got a
like that
call.
at times. Yeah.
I got a call from a good friend of mine. They were like, "Do you know Rwanda?" And I was like, "No.
Ah,
Where is Rwanda?" East Africa. It's on a spotlight of every news. Not only because 30 years ago they had a genocide, but now it's one of the most growing countries in Africa, and the president is doing amazing, amazing. So you should go there and visit. So
right.
exactly
I just
one
got
year
that.
ago, I
Mm-hmm.
took a flight from Italy to Kigali to come and
Oh, I'm
explore.
excited. Uh-huh. I'm excited for
Okay.
this one.
Yes. A year ago, exactly a year ago, I was here for the first time. And Emma, when I landed, I felt like this is not true. It's
Hmm.
like being in Switzerland, okay, in Africa. It's so
How so?
perfect. It's so clean. It's so safe. Everyone is very polite. They are willing to help. So I was so surprised, and I was like, okay, I think this is a place we need to be as, by the way, partners,
Mm,
if we want to establish a new connection
right.
with Africa, you know? So I came here in November 2022. I came back in January, and that was it. Just to take some contact and understand if I could make it here. What I
Ah,
didn't realize, it was in Africa, in West Africa, it's very easy to network. Rwandese people initially are more shy, they are
right.
not so open, but at the same time, if you know how to connect with them, you get to have lots of opportunities. Okay, and you only need one good client to talk good about you, and then your
Yes.
doors just open. And this is exactly what happened to us in Rwanda. We took 10 months, we took longer than we took in West Africa. But now I can literally say we are overwhelmed. We are fully booked from here to next. We don't really have space. So it's beautiful. We are happy. The business is growing so fast. We are working in construction, so real estate. We are working in hotellerie, restaurants, hospitality. We are working in fashion, so we support local stylists that want to expand their business, and we are also working in furniture. So these are all
The whole
areas that,
9 yard.
yes, these are all areas that really are connected in a way, because, having my background in Italy, and Italy does it better in lots of things, especially in fashion. I think people were just feeling safe to come to us and give us their babies to grow. You
Right,
understand?
right, right, right.
So yeah, we are doing great. We are so happy.
So, by the way, partners in Rwanda, so you guys provide advisory services. So, can you
Yes.
like give us a little bit more details about that? I know you talk about construction. Like, what kind of like services will you provide to a construction company, or just like any
Yes.
company seeking your help?
Yes, let me give you a real example. Now we are working for an Italian company that has struggled to pass through COVID. They have been in business for like 45 years in Italy, but they don't see their market growing over there in Europe.
Mm,
So they contact us, and trying to understand the African market and why Rwanda. So Rwanda is a fast growing country in Africa. It's
mm-hmm,
the most populated country in the whole of Africa, okay, because it's very small and very populated. So we are building project about housing, but in terms of affordable houses. We are building in terms of materials, so new materials to build. And it's going in a very green way, this country. So every factory or company that is willing to invest in the country, so we go green oriented, eco-friendly. You understand?
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
these
mm-hmm.
advice are more like, where are you going to build your company? Which
Ah,
clientele do you think you're gonna focus on? And also giving you a budgeting, so doing all the calculation, the risk calculation. So we do all of that for you to open your business in a very safe way, in a very safe environment.
okay, that's very good. So, Judah, let me just because I know some people are going to be watching this and be like, Nigeria is the most populated. Can you just explain a little bit what you meant by that, right? Rwanda, because
Yes.
some people are going to be like, oh, people, people,
Yes.
people.
Nigeria is very populated, but Nigeria is like 6 times Rwanda. Okay.
Right.
So Rwanda is very, very small. So in the whole Rwanda, we have like 30 million people, which is the capital of like Lagos. Lagos have not even, yes,
Literally.
Lagos, only Lagos in Nigeria is like 30 million people. So when we say is the most populated, you have to compare the extension of the country with the population. That determines the population, you know?
Got you, got
So
you,
this
got you.
is
I
it.
just didn't want people to write under my comment like, oh my God. Um, a lot of people have been trying to actually move from the diaspora to Africa, regardless of if it's Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia, South Africa. But then the question comes about of how to sustain themselves. And this is, I believe this is something you do, like how you can really set up. People looking to like establish businesses, but they just don't know like where to start from. Is this a
Yeah.
service you provide only in Rwanda now, in Ghana, Senegal? Like what are your thoughts? How can you advise somebody if they wanted
So
to reach out?
first, the first advice I give to everyone from the diaspora that wants to come and live in Africa, don't think that our continent is cheap. I'm sorry. Africa, it's so expensive. You need to have savings and you need to have a plan. You cannot just say, "Oh, I'm moving, I will
Right.
figure it out." It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in Europe and it doesn't exist in Africa. So you can prepare, have some savings and have a plan. If you don't have a plan, contact us. Contact by the way and we'll give you one. So
By the way,
what's your
partners,
interest?
yes.
Yes. What's your interest? Let's take it from there. What's your background? What have you been studying from? What can you offer to the country? Okay. So if you have some qualities, make sure you reach out to us because especially in Rwanda, we have position of the government that are seeking and willing to have people from outside to bring them knowledge. And this is something I find extremely interesting because you can take your expertise from outside, come into the country, help develop the country, and then you know the
Ah,
market. And maybe in the future, you get to open your own company. And I think this is the smartest move you can do. It's very difficult for you to move to the US and come to Africa
mm-hmm.
and say, okay, I'm going to do this. But what do you know
Right.
about the market? What do you know about the culture? What do you know about the population? What do you know about the culture? So, I think I also did the same journey. I moved from Europe, I moved from Italy to Ghana. I worked for an Italian entity in the country. I got to know how to move, how to do things, and then I opened my own company. It took
Uh-huh.
me only 6 months, but I mean, I had to give it a try. For me, it's very difficult for someone to come and just say, okay, I'm doing this because you can lose a lot of money. You can lose
Definitely,
a lot
definitely.
of money.
Just do, do your feasibility study also, and connect with people. I think networking is so pivotal in just the relocation aspect. Anyway, so let's say I'm a business person, and right now I call you and say, Juliana, I want to move to Rwanda.
Yes.
I need your help setting up my business. Like, what can you say? Like, is that something you're, privileged to do?
Absolutely. It's something that we do. It's something that we offer to our client. Of course, we'll offer you to come and visit the country initially and stay for like 1 week or 2 weeks. We take you around. We make you see, we make you know people, we make you networking. And we also make you understand that it's not as easy as you may think from outside because you all see all the diaspora coming here. Oh, this we are going here, we are going that, we are driving this car, we are living that best moment. Yes, but they don't talk about the difficulties. So what we do with By the Way Partners is we show you everything 365 degrees, and then
Right.
you know your risk, you know what you're going through, you know what you're looking for. We offer all that. It's very important to be transparent for you
Mm-hmm.
not to say, oh, but you didn't tell me this.
Right.
We
Right.
don't we
Right.
don't want to get to that situation where
Right. We
a
want you
client.
to move, but we want it to be in the act of transparency, and so you're aware of
Yes.
what you're stepping into. Yeah.
Exactly. Aware. I think this is the word. We want you to be aware of what you are going to do in the country and how you're going to feel.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah.
I was in Rwanda in August, and like you said, it's not cheap actually compared to Ghana and other
Exactly.
places that I've been. Rwanda is actually not cheap. So if
Exactly.
anyone looking to really relocate there should have savings. It's not to scare you off. It's a beautiful country, safe country, and I feel like people can actually live life with vitality and meaning. But you just have to plan accordingly. So when you
Yeah.
get to Rwanda, like were there like shocks? Like were you did you have any cultural shock? I know you compare it to Switzerland, but like the kids, like talk to us a little
So
bit more.
when I moved to Rwanda, personally, I was shocked and surprised because,
Okay.
for example, the weather. Coming from West Africa, I love my heat. I love the weather, and for me, Africa is just sun. But in Rwanda, we have cold, we have seasons. You
Yep.
understand? So I'm in my house and I'm wearing a blazer because it's cold. It's winter. It rains and it's cold. I have to wear a coat. So first of all, Africa is not only sunshine, sunny, and heat
Thank
and
you.
no, I'm sorry. In It's not even Africa. Comparing from West Africa to East Africa, two different worlds.
Yep.
Then Rwanda, it's crazy expensive because it's landlocked. We don't have access to the sea or to the ocean. So everything we import,
Exactly.
it's very expensive. It's not like going to the market in Ghana and bargaining for tomato. Oh, one city you can get it.
Right.
No. Here, I find myself spending the same amount of money I was spending in Europe. The
Yep.
same. You understand? Also, because I have 5 kids and maybe my expenses are a bit higher than other people. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, if you were alone, I mean, in Ghana, I was spending half of the money
Right.
I'm spending here. You understand? So you need to budget. Another shock was finding myself people like that were not looking exactly as African, and this is the
Yep.
stereotype I had in mind because I was like, oh, everyone is my color, everyone has this nose, everyone
Right.
has this face. No, because it's a mixture of culture. We have a lot of people that came from
Right.
Ethiopia, Eritrea, they moved and ended up being in Rwanda. So it's a mix and it's so beautiful. And fourth thing, the food. So if you're
Yes.
coming,
So
yes,
different.
yes. If you're coming from West Africa and you love spicy, forget it. If you're coming from West
I
Africa and you
talked about this in
love,
my video.
yes, you love the soups and the gathering together around the food. This does not exist here. Culturally, they don't have it, but they have a lot of experts that came back in the days to invest, so you can find different restaurants. Hospitality is not so developed as West Africa. They are trying their best, especially because Rwanda is on a spotlight. So now everyone is so attracted to come to Kigali, especially. So they're trying their best. They have a very rich mixture of Belgian French cuisine here, which is
Okay.
going great. But traditionally, there is nothing really Rwandese. It's a combination of people coming from Kenya, from Uganda, from Burundi, Tanzania, and they mix together. It's not like West Africa that we have our traditional thing and our cultural food.
That
So
makes
this
sense.
is different, but it's beautiful. I mean, you get to know new things every day, especially because during the genocide, lots of Rwandese went outside the country, waited until
Yeah.
everything was solved and settled, and they came back with other mixture of influences of cultures and languages and habits. So it's a mixture. It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
I love it. I really love it.
Absolutely. I think that's a really good insight because everything that glitters isn't gold, right? So you have to really understand where you're heading, and is actually really important. So since you've been over there, have you seen a lot more people from other countries, like West African country, East African, or just from different countries over there?
Yes, 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 yes. There is a mixture of people, especially coming from Tanzania and Kenya. And I recently got in the Ghanaian club. I was so happy.
Ah,
So I discovered my Ghanaian people. So we are around 250. We have a WhatsApp group,
ah,
we have a platform, they have restaurants here. So for me, it's very important. And also having my Italian people. So you have Italians, you have a lot of Belgians. So we have three official languages in Rwanda, so which is Kenya Rwanda, French, and English. And they're all official. In
right.
schools, they teach it. They teach three languages. So this is very
That's
important for us.
excellent.
Yeah. So yeah, we have a lot of Kenyans, Tanzanian, a lot of people from South Africa. They're here. A lot of people from Belgium and France. There is a small community of US American people, but they are coming, and a small community of Italians. But I mean, takes time, takes time.
It takes time. So before we go, I have two more questions. When you decided to move to Rwanda, were your family friends like curious, like what are you doing?
Good question. My family and my friends were so scared. Like, you
Ah,
are going to Rwanda? Do you know what's happening in Rwanda? And I was like, it was 30 years ago, guys. Read your books, do your homeworks. It was 30 years ago. Till now, this is one of the reasons I am so focusing on social media and Instagram and Facebook and sharing my life because people literally think that I'm in the middle of a war. It was
right.
the same as
I
also in
think
Ghana.
yeah,
Like,
People are
Yeah.
the information is still outdated. Do you
Yeah.
know?
And this is our fault sometimes because we don't share enough of our journey in Africa. And sometimes we just don't want to talk to people. Oh, we just leave them in their pot. No, it's very
Right.
important to speak and to explain and to train and to educate if they cannot do it by themselves. So Rwanda, I think, is the safest country I ever been in my whole life, and I travel
Yes.
a lot. So
Yes, you
if
do.
I have to choose a place where I want to raise my kids for the next 10, 15 years, it's Rwanda. And
That's
saying it as a
excellent.
Ghanaian, it's a
I
because I
know,
am
right?
so, yeah, I am so proud Ghanaian. I was like, oh my God, Accra, Kumasi, Accra has it all and blah, blah, blah. But if you want a country that is safe, family friendly, respectful, okay,
Yeah.
it's Rwanda, it's Kigali. I mean, it's the best city I've ever been. I feel safe. I can easily travel because Rwanda air connects me everywhere. I can go to Ghana direct, Nigeria
Okay.
direct, Tanzania, Kenya direct, South Africa direct, Zambia direct. I came to the US a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
I flew from Kigali to Nairobi and then Nairobi, New York, straight flight. What are we talking about? I mean, let's
Right.
go. This is so
Okay. Okay.
beautiful. Yeah,
That's
so
excellent.
I love
The
it.
other thing is people are looking to set up businesses, right? Like how easy is it to set up a business over there, or the process?
Great question. Great question. Can you imagine it takes 24 hours to register your business in Rwanda and it's online and you don't have to pay anything?
That's good.
Welcome to Rwanda,
You
baby.
don't have to pay. You don't have to go in the office. You don't have to be
No,
eating no long queue or
no,
people asking you for a few CDs or a few
no.
dollars. No.
No, doesn't exist here. So, quick example. I came in here in February. I registered my company and I received the email the following day after 24 hours. I did everything
Wow.
online. Okay. So, I went to pick up my documents and I was like, "Thank you so much. You were so quick. Please, how much is it?" So, she looked at me and she was like, "It's free." I said, "No, it's
Common
not
sense.
possible. It's not possible." I say, yeah, madam, it's free. Say, no, I'm from West Africa. I want to pay because this doesn't exist in my country. I need to pay you. Nothing. Another
I
example.
love it.
Here, the speed limit is 60 kilometers per hour in the whole of Rwanda. It may get to 80, okay? So if you overspeed, we have cameras in the whole of Rwanda and you get a fine, okay? So I got few fines. Let me honest.
I
I'm
can
honest.
tell, Juliana.
Yeah, you know how I drive. I mean, I'm from Italy. Let's be honest. I got few fines. I was stopped by the police and they were like, you have fine, you have this fine, 100,000, which is like less than $100. I had the dollars and I was like, okay, take. Use West Africa. You just take the money and you. They were like, no, you need to pay through Momo. We don't accept cash. And I was like, what? You don't accept cash in Africa? Are you serious? Yes,
It's
I had to pay through Momo. They
good.
don't accept cash here. Can you
That's
imagine?
very good. It's a systemic thing. When the system works well,
Yeah,
convenience happens,
yeah.
so that's really good. Before we let you go, say some Italian things to the people.
Oh, ciao amici miei, come state? Allora, sono stata molto felice di essere intervistata dalla mia amica Emma, che parla molto bene l'italiano, vero Emma? Sì. You have to say
Ciao.
sì.
Sì,
Ciao a
sì, sì.
tutti. Ecco, e vi
Bene,
aspetto alla
bene, bene,
prossima
tutto
puntata.
bene.
Brava! Vi aspetto
Brava.
presto. Un bacio. Baci.
Brava, bravissima.
Grazie, Do you still remember
Grazie.
some Italian?
Yes, ciao,
Brava.
amore.
Brava. By the
A
way, today is
dopo.
Jordan's birthday, your teacher's birthday.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh, happy
he's turning 4.
birthday.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you,
so
Auntie.
what are
Thank
you guys
you.
doing? What are you guys doing for his birthday?
So it's 9 o'clock here. So they're going to sleep. We went to the restaurant. We had some party at the school. So yeah, we went to the park and biking. We had fun.
Oh,
We
that's
had really
nice.
fun.
That's nice.
It's
Hopefully, I
beautiful.
can see them
Raising
soon.
kids in Rwanda, it's so beautiful. It's
Oh,
gorgeous,
I'm
really.
sure they love it playing outside, being a little bit
Ye-
more free.
Exactly. I think what we were missing in Ghana, it was just a bit of freedom. No matter,
Hmm.
I mean, it's fine. It's super fast. It's, connecting people. But at the same time, you don't really have parks and where
Right.
to hang out with your kids. So here it's just green. Everywhere it's green. Everyone it's
Yes.
clean. And again, they can take the motorbike, go to their friend's house, and the motorbike will just take them back. And if they don't
Yes.
have money to pay, they will just say, "Oh, this is my number. Tell your mom to send me Momo." In Ghana, they would never do that.
No one never.
No, they will never. They wait for you, with you until your mom comes to give them the cash. So no, I just love it. I mean, Rwanda is just perfect.
It's great. Actually, when I was there, I was like very fascinated by just the processes and how things just work smoothly. But anyway,
Yeah,
thank you so much, Juliana, for coming on this channel. We definitely look forward to, of course, having you back one of these days to talk more about your business and how you can help more people looking to relocate to Africa.
absolutely.
Definitely look forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are here. You can follow our pages and our website, by the way, partners. My personal page, Giuliana Moaza, and you can hit me up whenever you want. Okay?
Grazie mille.
Grazie. Ciao, Emma.
Ciao, a dopo.
Ciao, ciao, a dopo.